Howdy y'all, I would like to talk about why the Nintendo Switch 2 will probably sell worse than the Switch. Here we see a graph of major Nintendo console sales, including the not so major Virtual Boy. Now it's time to go on a huge, gargantuan rant about the history of Nintendo. The purpose of the whole rant is to tell you, successors barely work unless you look revolutionary. The 1977 Color TV game was Nintendo's first console. This artifact sold 3 million units, which was amazing at the time. After that, in 1983, the video game market crashed, but was revived by the 1985 NES. It was very powerful. This Necromancer sold 61 million units, which is about 20 times the Color TV game sales. This was amazing, so they thought about making a portable one. Here comes the 1989 Game Boy. Nintendo outsold itself again by almost double. This brick sold 118 million units. Then Nintendo tried to capitalize on the NES again, so they made a Super Nintendo, so much more of a powerful console. This retry sold 40 million units, 2/3 of the NES. Mostly because parents were like, you already have a Nintendo, why do you want another one? And also backwards compatibility issues, I guess. Also, it was twice as expensive. Nintendo tried to revolutionize with virtual reality in 1995. Emphasis on tried. They made the Virtual Boy, which sold worse than the Color TV game from almost 20 years ago. This dumpster fire sold 770,000 units. Nintendo tried to revolutionize. Again, this time with 3D. The closest we got was the SNES, with the Mode 7 being used for F-Zero, Super Mario Kart, and stuff like that. That was not 3D enough, so they made the Super FX chip, being used for Star Fox and other games. So then they decided to make better 3D, and brought in the 1996 Nintendo 64 with better 3D capability. Even 4 players. This pitchfork sold 32 million units. Less than the SNES. The weird controller definitely confused people. Also, the decision to use cartridges instead of discs for games was also weird. Okay, let's be honest, this controller was terrible. What demon was this designed for? In 2000, the Game Boy was outsold by the Sony PlayStation 2, which supported internet. Nintendo then busted out the ultra-powerful 2001 GameCube. It was super powerful and had an amazing controller, even supported memory cards to hold more data and bring it more places. But Nintendo messed one thing up. They forgot to add internet. The PS2 supported internet. As such, this box sold 21 million units. In 2004, Nintendo released a brand new handheld, the DS. This flip phone sold 154 million units, just a million behind the PS2. It had backwards compatibility with the Game Boy Advance games, internet support, a touchscreen, everything good, which probably contributed to how well it sold. Most sales were from the DS Lite, so they modeled the 2008 DSi after it. The DSi was better in almost every way. It had a virtual online store, all the DS features, better system settings, it was amazing. It had exactly one thing worse than the DS. It didn't support GBA games. The Virtual Console was not on the DSi. Despite being better, it did not sell better. This smart flip phone sold 41 million units, a bit better than the SNES. In 2006, the Wii came out. Nintendo added motion controls and support for GameCube games. This was an amazing console. It outsold the NES but not the Game Boy or the DS. This TV breaker sold 101 million units. People called it a GameCube 1.5, which it kind of is. What made this console sell so well anyway was the brand new motion controls and online connection, probably. They then tried to capitalize on this and whipped out the Wii U. This gem sold 13 million units. Flop, still better than the Color TV game and the Virtual Boy. It was marketed poorly. People thought it was a sort of handheld you could take anywhere, or maybe just an add-on for the Wii. People called the gamepad bad because of poor battery life, distance issues, and other reasons I forgot about. Nintendo revolutionized again with the 2017 Nintendo Switch. This one was marketed correctly as a hybrid between home and handheld. It was able to outsell the Game Boy, but not the DS. This paperweight has sold 141 million units so far. When it launched, it was a disaster. There is a video called Nintendo Switch Painful Launch if you want to watch it, link in description. It was complete with Joy-Con drift, sometimes making glitchy noises, a weird strap that gets stuck if you put it in the wrong way, crashes, and was just bad. If it didn't break, the menu was bland, devoid of any music and color. The Joy-Cons aren't exactly fun to hold. The triggers are microscopic, and if you use it horizontally, the normal triggers can get in the way, and you had to put on a strap to press the SL and SR buttons. If you don't put on a strap, the buttons, they're tiny. The purpose of the whole rant was to tell you, successors barely work unless you look revolutionary. This can even be seen with PlayStation, Xbox, and Sega, where sales seem to decrease with new systems. With Xbox and PlayStation, you're better off playing most games on PC. The Switch was probably slightly worse than the Wii U. The handheld Switch was just a worse gamepad. The Wii U was backwards compatible and had all this Soul, Music, and Miiverse and Virtual Consoles and free online instead of having to pay $20 per year for a console you already paid $300 for. Nintendo Land and Super Mario Maker made amazing use of the gamepad. I have so many fond memories of them. We threw out our old gamepad because the battery broke, and I regret that decision and go insane thinking about it. I even had 2 to 4 dreams about getting one. If I were hypothetically given a choice between a new 9th gen console, like the Xbox, PS5, the Switch's successor, or I could get a new Wii U gamepad, I would choose the gamepad. I'd rather watch the Switch be discontinued and see it become a homebrew beast than buy the Switch 2 and pay $50 a month to even use it. The Switch already revolutionized hard. The only way the Switch's successor could possibly outsell the Switch, DS, or even PS2 is by making the console amazing. More backwards compatibility, straight past like the 3DS, and even more. But we all know Nintendo won't do that. They'll only do as much as they need to make it sell. Thanks for watching my excessively long video. Please subscribe. Thank you.